It is February 2nd, 2026. And you know what that means? It means that the 2025 1099 filing season is officially over. Y'all, I've been doing taxes and filings for years now, yet I somehow feel like every single year I learn something new, which is okay because I am all about process improvement. But this year, I feel like this year really took me out. But also, this year was one for the books because it was the first year I had an assistant by my side to help me with follow ups and filings, and we both just learned so much. I am just so grateful that I even get the opportunity to file 1099s. And so, with everything I know and everything that I learned this year, I wanted to make a video for my business owners so that you all know what to do every single year to stay ready. If you're new here, my name is Amber. I own the Clarity Agency and I am an accountant for female entrepreneurs. It is my life's mission to make sure that all my female entrepreneurs are very well versed in their business finances and, of course, pay the least amount in taxes legally possible. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if it is not, welcome back. I am so happy to see you again. I am pretty active on Instagram and TikTok. So if you want to connect with me, hop on over there, shoot me a DM, and let's talk. So today we're going to be talking about what a 1099 is, who needs to get a 1099, who needs to issue a 1099, and what you can do as a business owner to make sure that you are compliant every single year. So to make things easy, I'm going to use a photographer business as an example when we're talking about 1099s today. So say you are a wedding photographer, you obviously cannot be in the reception and outside at the same time shooting all of the scenes, right? And so what you do is you hire a second shooter so that maybe they shoot outside while you shoot inside or whatever the case may be. In 2026, if you pay that second shooter over $2,000, you are going to be required to send them a 1099. Now in 2025, the minimum amount was 600, but they have bumped it to 2000 in 2026. So, say you paid this second shooter over $2,000 this year, and typically a second shooter is maybe a photographer who already has their own photography business and is helping you out, or it could be a friend or family member who just knows how to shoot and is willing to help you out, but they're doing it for pay. Obviously, when figuring out if you need to send a 1099 to the second shooter or not, there are two things that you need to consider: the amount that you've paid them and what payment method you used to actually pay them. So let's say you paid your second shooter $5,000 in 2026. Yes, you did pay them over $2,000, but there are two scenarios that we can look at to see if you actually need to send them a 1099. The first scenario, let's say that this photographer is a business owner. They have their own photography business, they have their own CRM, and they sent you an invoice from their own CRM for you to pay. Now, let's say they use Honeybook or Dubsado or Sprout or something like that, and you pay their invoice using a credit card or using your bank routing and account number. The $5,000 that you pay them is already going to be reported when they get a 1099K from their platform. Therefore, you will not need to send them a 1099. The whole point of a 1099 is to report income to the IRS for the people that you pay that are not employees. And why does this exist? The IRS wants to make sure that you are reporting income to everybody that you pay, especially if they're not an employee and they're not getting a W 2 from you. Now, let's take a look at the second scenario. Let's say you hire your family member or your cousin and they are not a photographer, or they are a photographer, but they don't have a CRM and they don't send you an invoice. And so you just send them a Zelle payment of $5,000 for a wedding that you shot. This $5,000, yes, it's going to hit their bank account, but that does not mean that 5,000 is going to be reported to the IRS. Now, the same is going to apply if you pay anybody through Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, ACH, check, or even cash, right? Because These are all sources that are not directly reported to the IRS. Here's when it's a hell yes, you need to send them a 1099. If you pay them over $2,000 this year and you pay them through checks, cash, or Zelle, because those are not reported to the IRS. Now let's talk about third-party payment platforms like Cash App, Venmo, and Apple Pay. Unless you are actually making payments to a Venmo or Cash App business account, you still need to send this person a 1099 because if they do not have a business account, they will not get a 1099K from those platforms. Kind of like your CRM. Every single year, if you took payments that hit a certain threshold, your platform is going to send you a 1099K, which basically tells the IRS how much in total you received in payments that year. If you're sending Cash App, Apple Pay, or Venmo payments directly to a personal account, you are still going to have to send a 1099 to that person. So let's recap everything that I just talked about. It's a hell yes, you need to send them a 1099 if you pay them through ACH, Zelle, cash, or check. And then it's a maybe if you pay them through a third-party payment platform like Apple Pay, Cash App, or Venmo. It's a hell yes if you sent it to a personal profile, and a hell no if you sent it to a business profile. Now, here's a hack that I tell every single one of my business owners every single year to do to make this process as easy as possible. If you ever hire somebody to help you in your business, this can be a VA that you send Zelle payments to, or this can be a photographer or second shooter. If you plan on paying them through one of those payment methods I mentioned that is not a CRM, go ahead and get them to fill out a W-9 form. I'm going to drop that in the links below, but ask for the W-9 before you pay these people so that you don't get bit in the end. Because if you do not file 1099s and you were supposed to, and the IRS finds out, yes, you will get penalized. Yes, there will be interest and fines and all of the things that we as business owners want to avoid at all costs. And if you run into a situation where a contractor does not want to give you their information, document it. Just document it, save the conversation. At least you tried, and we can tell the IRS that at least you tried. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.